So, they finally sent backup. Guess the problem was to reach the stack tops, or Boom would have left me here to be scavenged for orcs. I'm Drummer. Hope you came armed. SI's locked itself into a recursive void loop. Whatever caused it's beyond that door, together with a whole lot of Veles who came out of nowhere. Took a fat bite out of my thigh. Was all I could do to crawl in here and put the room in lockdown. You'll help out, right? The way back's clear now, right? Right. I'm gonna hobble back upstairs, find cheap soup Poon and, well, do nothing, I guess. I've lifted the lockdown. Good luck.
Diagnosing. Done. Report. Power readings erratic. Energy fluctuations affecting WMD system. Exact cause unknown. SI offline as protective measure. Current repair protocols invalid. End report.
This is Boone. We're waiting around in feces up here, and you sending reports about erratic energy fluctuations? You have one job. Get it done. I've uploaded the SI access override codes. Don't bring me again until it's done.
Alternate system access code downloaded. Installing. Done. Revising work order task list. Done. Tasks. Replace external interface circuitry. Purge memory banks. Reset defaults. End. Interface circuitry replaced. SI initializing. Done. Boot sequence running. Done. Running diagnostics. Done. Reboot complete. SI operating at full capacity. System report. WMD system operational. Waste disposal fully functional. Report sent.
About time. I know I promised you a bonus, but you know how it is. Revenue is below targets, quotas haven't been met, my hands are tied, yada yada, take your pick. Now get back here! There's a lift in East Stack that's acting up. Almost forgot. If you run into a work-shy Larkian named Drummer down there, you can tell that slaghead he's on my eternal shit list. Boone out.
Attention. Emergency Protocol 2 Delta 80 active. In compliance with the Arcology General Contingency Registry. Proceed via emergency tunnel bypass. Wireless. Offline. Data net. Contact lost. Arcology now in default shutdown mode. Suggestion. Interface with data node to obtain full sitrep and clarification. Closest data node available in the Warrens. End suggestion. message from Stat Boss Poon. To all indents entering Cluster 13, behave, or I'll have you fucking recycled. That is all.
This is The Feed, with your very own Grateful Abbott. The Ascent Group went into immediate default after the corporate AI filed for bankruptcy one subcycle ago. All attempts to contact the corporate board has failed, and we've yet to receive an official statement. The Ascent Group arcology on Veles has shut down, with some claiming it's gone into default mode. If this is true, without AG security, corporate grab teams will already be moving in. All the luck to them. As I always say, one being's ill fortune is another's opportunity. Stay tuned.
To all hammers in Cluster 13, this is Poon. As you've probably noticed, our dear arcology just defaulted. I don't give a feral's ass about the whys and wherefores. Business will go on as usual. That means no panic, no whining, and certainly no slacking off. Business as usual. Understood? Poon out.
Look, when we need a company rally or inspirational calf mugs to hand out, I'll let you know, okay?
Why the hostility, Poon? All I'm saying is that we should stick together in a time of crisis, and that we're here to help in any way we can.
And all I'm saying is that I don't see how you can help right now. The Ascent Group is gone, and the board has gone quieter than a null-spaced Carlin. Maybe you people should start looking to what's next.
The Ascent Group is not just the board, Poon. It's us. All of us. United around an idea. The corporation can only collapse if we allow it.
Whatever. An idea won't feed my indents or provide security when CorpSec gets wise to the fact that their paychecks aren't coming. Now, you'll have to excuse me. My next meeting just arrived.
Fine. We'll talk again later, Poon.
Send their idiots. Oh, look at you. Positively bristling with ambition and a taste for mindless violence. Just what I need. My PA before was pure bullshit. This is a crisis supernova. The Ascent Group has collapsed. Our arcology's gone into default, and we've lost contact with the board. Not that I expect those sleek suits to be able to unfuck this situation in any meaningful way. No one is getting paid, and CorpSec will soon realize that they're risking their necks for exactly 0 Eucreds. We can expect security to implode before the cycle is over. The Ascent Group AGI suddenly went quiet. That's never happened before. So the market went apeshit and forced the Ascent Group into immediate bankruptcy. Now all local SIs are operating independently. Hundreds of optimizer protocols fighting for the same scraps. We're gonna see nutrient and energy shortages within just a few cycles. Thousands of hammers here will suffer. Am I painting a bleak enough picture for you? We're mutually dependent on the neighboring clusters for food, energy, and other essentials. It pains me to say this, but it looks like we're gonna have to cooperate our way out of this epic mess. The other stack bosses have agreed to meet. They're a bunch of incompetent hard-noses, so don't get your hopes up. But I don't see any other options, and my imp won't shut up about this being the only way forward. I want you to handle security for the moot. In a crisis like this, you can always expect to see a few witless wonders stepping up to bat. The Turbo Vipers are already trying on a protection racket so stupid it defies comprehension. Questions? Shoot. Considering the way things have been falling apart these last few months, we should have seen it coming. But yeah, this is the largest corporate collapse yet on Veles. Uncharted territory. They're threatening to attack the meeting, and I want you there if they do. The latest cream of the scum crop out there. With everything going on, they're seeing an opportunity to strengthen their stock. But I won't allow that on my watch. Can't give in to the imbeciles. Yeah, so with the corporation gone kaput, ownership of the arcology is in flux. The other corporations will be sending in CGTs to grab what they can. We're like an AUG-6 stiff right now, soon to be hacked up for parts by a bunch of greedy grafters. All payouts, including yours I might add, have been halted due to the bankruptcy. But I'm hoping it'll be a little while before CorpSec realize the magnitude of this disaster and leave their posts. It's all very clever. No single cluster is self-sufficient. You're smart enough to figure out why. But if I can reach an agreement with the other bosses, I believe we have a fair shot at getting through this. I expect they're busy ejecting themselves from this mess and assigning blame to everyone else. First, they run the entire corporation into the ground, and then they shut themselves into the Skyview levels. But I guess that's what you can expect from a bunch of greedy foreigners. All right, enough questions. First, I need you to go to the grinder and scout ahead. Oh, and you'll need to gear up. Won't just be facing deep sink ferals anymore. Talk to my man Clobber. He'll set you up. Feel free to flatline any slag-headed turbo viper just looking at you sideways. Clear? Good. Let's get this show on the road!
That ascender I was talking to, Celine, one of their rising stars. They think this thing will blow over and the Ascent Group will be restored. Joke's on them.
Caution. Area contested by the Turbo Vipers and Liquid Quick Gangs. Suggest threat management through the use of overwhelming lethal force.
The grinder is no fucking playground. CorpSec rarely bothers, and the place is ruled by creeps and assholes, all of them armed to the teeth. We just learned that the Turbo Vipers are going all in. They've sent a bunch of amped-up stim brutes and their leash-holding fulcrums into the grinder to disrupt the moot. I'm counting on you. While you were at it. Come join me at the moot. I see you there already. Hold the fort. We'll be arriving shortly.
Meeting done! Raging success! The other bosses are on board. We'll begin coordinating our cluster SIs and redistributing vital supplies in a few hours. We still have plenty of work to do, but this is as good a start as we could hope for. But who the flaming fuck were those amped-up flatliners? Damn it! I need more problems about as much as I need a rectum on my forehead. And yes, I know there are a few evolutionary dead ends like that around, but you get my drift. Someone's pinging me. Hang on. Phone here. Yes. Yes. No. Fuck. That was Admin Denker. While we were splooging all over ourselves here, someone went and grabbed a whole bunch of habbers. My habbers! Seems the attack here was a diversion for the kidnapping. I gotta get back. Don't stray too far! I have a feeling we'll need your help again soon.
Phone here. We're in deep shit. Figuratively this time. I need you and your taste for murder and mayhem to come and see me at the Serenity. Stat.
I didn't think I'd be showering in urine ever again after you fixed the WMD, but it seems the golden showers won't dry up anytime soon. The kidnappers didn't just grab any random habber where they came reading. Instead, they managed to kidnap almost every key alpha and beta level indent in the cluster. The very people we need to keep this place running. With CorpSec disintegrating, I currently have zero access to the security systems. So I don't have a fucking clue where our hammers are, who took them, or why! If someone wanted to cripple our cluster, they couldn't have done a better job. I need you to get these people back. Not for their sake, but for ours. You're gonna need help infiltrating the security systems, and I might have a lead for you. There's a quiche. Yeah, I know. But he's a mean icecracker, a real net sage. I've employed his services once before. Unfortunately, it didn't end well, and I might have screwed him over. A bit. Needless to say, he's not accepting my pings, so it's gonna have to be face-to-face, and I'm done leaving the office. I've learned that he set up shop in Black Lake Towers, where they had the flood. That's what I have. Cost me a good sum. What more do you want to know? What don't you already know? They're the most powerful syndicate in the Common, and definitely here on Veles. I wouldn't go up against them if we had choice, but we don't. And if we don't get those hammers back, our cluster is doomed. There are countless narcissistic bullshitters like me, and even more brawny, quiet types like you around. We're expendable. But the alphas and betas are the hydroponic overseers, the medicals, the code jockeys, the reactor bosses and the like. Without them, we're voided, to put it mildly. Unless you happen to know how to operate a class 4 tokamak or regulate protein growth. Yeah, I know it's abandoned. And no, I don't know how to find him. That's why I'm asking you to do it, fuckbrains! We need those people back pronto. Go get them.
Not now. I've almost cracked the distributed cognition. Whoa! Where did you come from? No, wait, who the hell are you? And how did you find us? This is supposed to be a secret hideout. I knew I should have gotten those turrets online long ago. Then you'd be a red smear on the floor. Never rely on secrecy alone. And again, I'm obviously still alive, so what do you want? Why are you here? Boone sent you. Yeah, I know that faithless cred stacker all too well. What does he need? Yeah, without those hammers, you're in deep trouble. I got 2 Nestkin in 13. Poon must know that, the bastard. All right, I'll help, but this is not for Poon. What do you need? Yeah, I'm already logged on to the surveillance server. Let's have a look-see. Seems a whole bunch of invalid tags passed a scan gate at the Cosmodrome a few subcycles ago. The biometrics match your hammers, but So I can't say where your hammers are now. If OV took them, you're gonna have to ask them why yourself. They've requisitioned an old Hydracat branch office up by the node, way above where we're at now, like whole other tier. Anything else? I won't bore you with the quiche reproduction process, okay? Nestkin are like sapien DNA relatives. Sort of. Well, I've gathered some premium net jockeys here for a little project. We were supposed to be hidden here. Wonder how Poon got his intel. Call me Noghead. My real name doesn't translate well. I know everybody treats OV like the big, scary boogeyman, but they're just doing business like everyone else. They could be talked to, just don't threaten them. Look, you'll probably need my help again before this is over. I passed your imp into my comms. Ping if you need me. And just to be clear, I'm doing this for Cluster 13, and Poon will owe me when we're done. Oh, and I bumped up your permissions with the arcology reg, so you can access the node. Moving up in the world.
Tiers might be restricted pending indent status and full arcology restoration.
Here to me.
Just a kind reminder that our location here needs to stay secret. We're not exactly mobile right now, so don't rat us out, okay? It'd be sad to have to kill where you when we just met.
Poon here. Did you find it? Is he gonna help? I'm getting a fucking ass fresh from sitting around and waiting here.
Yeah, I'm gonna help. And you're gonna owe me a huge one, you short-changing son of a bitch. Especially after what you pulled last time.
Don't be a crybaby. So I screwed you over. Happens all the time. Can you locate my missing indents or not?
Don't worry your cheap ass, Poon. We'll find him.
Yeah. I'll leave you two lovebirds to it.
Svenska anmälaren läget från hus
Detention Center 62 Delta is currently unsupervised. The local SI seems to have allied itself with the former inmates.
It's a fucking mystery. Onyx Void is a multi-stellar syndicate, and we're Hordian sperm to them. I'd love to know his pain.
I gotta admit, it's real strange OV decided to grab hackers from the low tiers. Even if they're alphas, what do they want with them? Then again, everything's kind of fucked right now. The Ascent Group AGI going quiet, that just shouldn't happen. The Tangle's all abuzz with conspiracy theories. I've been a bit too focused on our little project in here. It actually feels quite good to reconnect to the world for a bit.
name from the central node tree, facilitating thousands of transactions every hour.
I'm 438 hung, and you're on a timer. A TAPTA meeting. I have no idea what you're jabbering about, but that ugly speech hole of yours would be much improved by staying closed. So you've lost a few habbers. How does this concern Onyx Void exactly? Careful where you point those digits, Indent. But as it happens, you're in luck. I know where your precious habbers are, but there's an inquiry fee. Then I have a proposal. Do a small job for me, and you'll get the information in return. One of my operatives is being held by the Rogin. Of course not. He's spoilt goods. Flatline both him and the Rogin holding him. No witnesses. Onyx Void always cleans up. The operative is presently being entertained at a Rogin Oyabun's penthouse in the top of the East Gemini Tower. Expect a warm reception. I want my operative's tag as proof of the termination. Do not fail me. Onyx Void always cleans up.
If you aggro Onyx Void on us, I'm gonna hang you out to dry. Gotta protect the cluster. You understand, I'm sure. After all, we are poking the biggest fucking crime syndicate in the common. Let's not be your Freudians about it.
You can't have him! Return, and I see you brought the tag. I did not expect you to live. This is mildly impressive. The Malhorse Geld Corporation has your indents. The carrier they're holding him on is scheduled for departure in a few cycles. Check the Cosmodrome. Since MG Corp are in breach, they are no longer enjoying our protection. Disperse, or face lethal repercussions.
Extreme caution. Wuyan siege mech detected. Contacting Noghead. Contact established.
What? You want me to stop the ship? Let's see. Those fueling protocols got some thick ice, but nothing I can't handle. Oops. Looks like I overdid it a bit. That fuel type is pretty volatile. Anyway, the ship is stranded. Enjoy.
I see you found our lost havers. Well done. I hope you made those Melhorse Gelb fucks pay. Onyx Void shares some of the blame, but I want to live to be old and fat, so let's not take them on just now. I tried reaching out to the MG Minion for an explanation, but he's locked himself onto the bridge of that transport and won't answer my pings. Go grab him for me, will ya? Poon out.
Analyzing. Lock mechanism set to boarding defense mode. Hatch cannot be opened from outside. Suggestion. Find other means to breach hatch. Report. Contaminated gases vented into bridge compartment. Toxicity levels rising.
What the hell? Are you trying to kill me? What's this suit? Hey! Let go of me! I'll pay you. Do you know who I am?
Welcome. If you'd have just accepted my call, we wouldn't have had to drag your ass all the way here.
Go fuck yourself.
Come now. What was Melhorst Gelb planning to do with those indents?
I don't have anything to say to you. Talk to my superiors.
Oh, I'm sorry. You seem to have misunderstood your situation. You see, you're officially listed as deceased in a refueling accident at the docks. I can keep you here till you talk, or flatline from exposure. Whatever you prefer.
Leave him here. I'll update you later.
Boone speaking. Me and the rep are done. Gotta take some time to clean the upholstery. Now get your ass back here. We got work.
So, here's the deal. The AGI is still quiet, amazing as that is. Rival CGTs are already coming into the arcology to pick the bones clean. We have a chance of true independence here, but we have to act faster than an amped-out feral before some enterprising CGT gobbles up our cluster, and our indent contracts with it. One of the bulbheads you rescued from Melhorst Gelb claims we can funnel energy covertly from the old tokamak down in the deep stink. He says we have a small window of opportunity to do this now, before the reactor is appropriated by some other corporation. I'd rather control the entire tokamak, but we have nowhere near the know-how or equipment to do a property grab like that. You need an AGI for that kind of thing. But if you do this right, the new owners won't notice our little arrangement. I'm not fluent in tech lab, but enough to say that this will be a tricky feral to tame. The bulbhead spoke of installing a double redundancy board through the tokamak ice, soft and hardware. So, you'll have to do this on site. The new owners can't know about the board, or they'll shut it down faster than nug orgasms. We can then use that energy to bolster our automated security systems. I already have a code jockey reworking schemata to allow for that. And let the CGTs come. When the turrets are done, we'll scavenge their stiffs for augs. Now the bulb head is just that, completely worthless for anything outside a lab. I want you to handle the practical side of things. Get that tokamak working for us! I've uploaded the particulars to your input. Questions? Yeah, thick enough to fry your neurons solid if you ain't careful. And no wonder you don't want it to be easy to mess with a fucking fusion reactor. CorpSec has always relied on automated security systems to keep order. We're gonna repurpose some of it for our own protection. Those turrets pack a serious punch, but we'll need more energy for it to work. That MG ripped Hawk in the end. They all do. We're still missing 5 indents. All of them worked at the XMAT lab in the ResDev zone. Could be they just up and disappeared at the same time. I don't believe in coincidences, but what can we do? Can't save them all. If we can just prevent the CGTs from grabbing our stack cluster for long enough, our indent contracts will be voided. That's true independence. Never heard of a corporate grab team? They're specialists, elite. Whenever a corporation collapses, they go in and grab property for their employers. I have no clue how it's done. Wish we could do it ourselves. But you know what wishes are like, right? Right? Yup. Same trusty old RBM-5 fusion tokamak which keeps our stacks lit at night. I know you're a sewage specialist, but that makes you perfect for this job. It's all about valves and pipes and stubborn SIs. Yeah, you know, fighting ferals, avoiding gun turrets, pushing buttons, possibly exposing yourself to lethal doses of radiation. Practical. Good. Let's get it done!
Next task, override power distribution.
That was refreshing. You should stand down, Indent. We don't want to disintegrate you just yet. Were you trying to create a supernova just now? Because that's what your uninformed meddling with the Taurus containment field would have led to. That your stack boss asked you to do this only confirms his incompetence. Luckily, we are in control now. This tokamak is now the property of Y-Corp. So is your stack cluster, and so is every indent registered there, including yourself. Your indentured contracts have been transferred and renewed in accordance with existing agreements and standard protocol, etc., etc. In short, you belong to us for what remains of your pitiful life expectancy. However, while you have demonstrated an alarming lack of cognitive skills, you have also shown an aptitude for applying lethal solutions to conflicted situations. This might be of some use to Y-Corp. So, we wish to test your abilities by giving you a special assignment. A trial of sorts. Success will raise you above the filthy mass of regular indents and provide you with certain perks. And you'll be given a chance at earning your freedom. We will set up an operations center in Cluster 13. Come find us there.
Finally, Y-Corp is looking to expand its property appropriation division, and you fit the profile. Barely. If you complete our test assignment, you'll be given a position with one of our corporate grab teams, as the indents call them. I detest the term, but it does describe the work we do. We seek out contested property and transfer ownership of it to Y Corp. Sometimes a competing team is after the same property. Then we flatline them. It can be quite satisfying. There are more perks. As a Y Corp CGT operative, you'll have access to select gear, and you'll be covered by a premium Y Corp insurance policy. But first, you have to complete this assignment. We want the complete Ascent Group operations history. It is stored in one of their data vaults. You must locate the correct vault, re-imprint the Vault SI, and upload the desired data to our AGI. Complete this assignment, and you'll get a shot at earning your freedom further down the line. Your success will depend on your brawn trumping your inferior sapiens brain. We expect this will be a considerable challenge. Our comms records show you've already collaborated with that notorious ice fiend Noghead. We suggest enlisting his aid again. Questions? When a corporation defaults on Veles, there is no regulatory body governing its demise. All property belonging to that corporation can, from that moment, be appropriated or taken by any other corporation with the capabilities to do so. We won't burden you with the technicalities, but in short, the process involves imprinting the property governing SI so that it answers only to the new owner. Like the other multi-corps, Y Corp is looking to rapidly expand its holdings within this arcology. Acquiring the Ascent Group operations history will help us prioritize what property to target next. The Ascent Group also rented vault space to other corporations on Veles. Expect a slew of auto-defenses operating at maximum lethality, as well as rival CGTs looking to protect their corporate data. For the time being, Y Corp intends to keep a low profile, so you will have to gain access on your own. Yes, SI imprinting is an extremely delicate procedure. Your imp will be bonded to our AGI, which will perform the actual imprinting. We require you to jack in directly to the SI on site, and our AGI will do the rest. And before you ask, yes, Y Corp has its own AGI. It's a Gen 12, and yes, your access to it will be severely restricted. Y Corp has certain long-term objectives. If you are instrumental in achieving those objectives, we will offer to void your indentured contract and register you as an independent contractor. You'll be a free being, as much as anyone is free on Veles. Very well. We have taken the liberty of bonding your imp with our AGI through the local data nodes. You should expect a slight performance boost. Now get going.
Yet more collateral damage and innocent deaths have been reported in your wake. We are scrubbing the records, but we are displeased. Very displeased.
You again. What does Poon want now? Oh, hang on. Who the fuck is Y Corp? They want you to appropriate an Ascent Group data vault. I don't do appropriations, pal. I'm pretty damn good, but that SI would nerf ride my ass before I even got past the outer ice layer. They have their own AGI? I'm not sure you understand, pal. Only the largest multi-corps have their own AGIs, and you tell me your imp is fucking bonded with one? Let me see. Wow. That's some beautiful code. There's a cold elegance to AGI ware that us orgs can only dream of achieving. But then I don't get what you need me for. Their AGI can crack open a vault like a Ponto nut. Why don't you have it do that in the imprinting? Both. Y Corp have their own AGI, and yet they want to keep a low profile? Well, whatever. I can get you in, all right, but seeing as this is a corporate job, I won't do it pro bono. Again, I gotta admit, I'm real curious about what's going on here. Might be worth helping out just to get some insight, and maybe even link to that AGI at some point. Okay. Let's just say you'll owe me for this one. I've revived my comm tag on your imp so we can stay in touch. Best get cracking, my friend. I'm gonna do a deep trawl for anything Y-Corp related in the meantime. I want to know who we're dealing with.
Noghead here. I can get the front door open for you, no problem, but the security system is more entangled than a Carlin nerve bundle. You're gonna have to cut through the ice and disable the whole thing locally. Or blow it up, I guess. Yeah, that would work too. I've located the right data cluster, but not the exact vault. Again, you're gonna have to do that locally. Shouldn't be a problem with all that fancy imp software you got now. I'll keep an eye on things from here.
That's a Class 3 multi-capacitor HPM emitter. It can fry all binary systems in the area, myself included. You're mostly flesh, so you'll barely notice the thing. Here, please destroy it.
Class 3 emitter. Someone must be using it for their own ends. Proceed to the vault. Well done, Indent. Now appropriate the vault itself. Jack into the vault SI, and our AGI will do the rest through your imp.
SI direct link established. AGI bond verified. Surge. Initiating imprint procedure.
Noghead here. I see other CGTs moving in on your position. The bastards are just cruising through now that we cleared the way. Better watch your six, pal.
Indent, if you lose that vault, I expect you to self-terminate on the spot and spare me the effort. Clear?
Property appropriation process completed. Ownership now registered to Y-Corp CIC 180403-4.
Excellent. We now own the vault. That should give us full access to the records. Now upload the full data package to the Y-Corp desyncs.
Accessing vault data.
That data pack is gonna be crazy large, buddy, even with compression. Your imp doesn't have enough bandwidth for a remote transfer. I'll set up access through the Network Operations Center while the package is being compiled.
While we appreciate the assistance, Noghead, you should be aware that we are monitoring your every action. Don't get any ideas.
Far be it from me to act on any ideas where there's enough foreign involved. Just helping out my pal, as promised.
Good.
Interfacing with cluster NOC.
Hang on while I cut through the ice so that your Y-Corp friends can connect to the NOC. There, done.
We have access. Downloading the package now. The operations data has significant gaps, but our AGI was able to cross-reference it with the information we already had, and the findings are interesting. Our board will want to discuss them before deciding how to proceed. In the meantime, you passed the test. We reluctantly welcome you to our Property Appropriation Division. Be aware that you'll be operating in a whole different league going forward. This is a high-risk, high-reward profession, and we expect you to perform at the highest possible standard at all times. We have updated your imp with your new rating as a CGT operative. Enjoy the insurance policy, and expect to hear from us again soon.
Incoming SSM request from Noghead.
Good. I set up this channel to bypass the imp's AGI bonds so that snotty a foreign can't listen in. See, I had a pilfering algorithm piggybacking on the transfer so that I could clone the data. Just a little something I've been working on for a while now. Thing is, she ain't telling you half of it. There's clues in there as to why the Ascent Group went under. Looks like they were pouring Ucreds into some secret mega project enough to buy a fucking planet. A lot of key personnel were being reassigned to that same project, and they also paid Onyx Void plenty of Ucreds for who knows what. Why the hell would Ascent Group do that? What were they working on, and why is Y-Corp so interested? AG, we're also planning a hostile takeover of Malor's Gel, but something went seriously wrong somewhere, and the Ascent Group AGI shut down. The whole corp went belly up, and here we are. Figured you should know, seeing as it's your ass on the line. Talk soon!
Incoming high-priority message from Kira.
Operative. We studied the operations history data you sent, and it hints at some sort of ongoing interstellar transportation arrangement between the Ascent Group and Onyx Void. We want to understand the details of that arrangement. Who or what were Ovi bringing onto Veles on the Ascent Group's behalf? We know that Ovi is very protective of all shipment information. It is being kept in a single protected desync somewhere. Your next assignment is to locate that desync and extract the info we want. Should be straightforward enough, even for a sapient such as yourself. As Y-Corp can't afford to officially antagonize Onyx Void at this time, you'll be operating on your own again. Kira out.
Suggest querying the Onyx Void subnet at their hangout at the node. Destination set. Advertisement blimp B-52D route alteration complete. Should make for a beautiful crash.
Are willing to pay a premium fee for such a shipment, in line with the previous agreement. Can it be arranged?
Anything can be arranged, but I doubt you have Ucreds enough to cover a premium fee.
We have access to certain emergency funds.
Then give me proof of these funds, and I'll make some inquiries.
I promise you'll have it before the end of the next cycle. We need those isotopes.
I said proof, not promises. We're done here.
Very well.
I have located the Onyx Void subnet terminal. Destination set. This is getting exciting. Accessing OV subnet. Query. Shipments data. Interesting. The desync in question seems mobile. Query. Desync location. Oops. Deploying icebreakers. Desync location confirmed. Downloading coordinates. How curious. The desync is currently located inside the Dreamworld Club. Dreamworld located. Destination set. Time to go clubbing, Flesh. You know what they say about all work and no play.
When? Understood. Someone just came in, matched the description. Yeah, I'll handle it.
Everyone, your attention, please. Onyx Void will pay a considerable sum for the head of the individual who just entered. No need for it to be attached to anything. Come see me when you're ready to collect.
Was headed for the docks before we lost track of it. Get moving there while we figure out exactly where it's going.
Flash, you could use the nearby interlink station for rapid transit to the Cosmodrome. Is about to reach the ship fuel distribution valves. Your weak flesh will be burnt to a crisp when that happens. I advise rapid movement.
I gather you didn't get the data.
Who the hell are you people? What do you want?
The shipments you made to the Ascent Group. Speak.
Why? What's in it for me, huh?
Well, how about not spending a perceived eternity in the null exploring all possible and probable types of pain?
Bring it on, you foreign bitch. I got enough black ice in here to fry whatever you jack me into.
Yes, well, we'll see about that. Another assignment completed. I admire your resourcefulness. Seems there are sapiens who deviate from the species' substandard norm. Now we should leave. About 20 Onyx Void flatliners are heading this way, stemmed up and itching to pulp us. I prefer facing them at a different time and place. We will contact you as soon as we've extracted the data we need from this thing. There you are. That head you brought us held a few info gems, beneath multiple layers of bullshit and surprisingly aggressive ice. The Ascent Group contracted Onyx Void to smuggle prominent scientists and exotic materials from all over the sector onto Veles. All of it tied to a secret project. You must find those scientists. We dug out a potential lead from the head, a sapiens female named Laura Lanier. The Ascent Group personnel files list her as a Class 3 HR manager, but her contact info has been irretrievably purged. She received the scientist from OV. Surveillance probe showed Lanier frequenting several establishments in Stimtown. Talk to the bartenders and regulars there and see if any of them know more of her current whereabouts. Find Lanier and you'll find the scientists. Questions? I'm sure she's just a facilitator without any tangible knowledge. But by locating the scientists, we should learn more about the project they worked on. Questions? Swear you indents go for stress relief, isn't it? I'm sure you know more about it than I do. Questions? We are less interested in the missing scientists than in what they were brought in to work on. The Ascent Group went through considerable pains to acquire and hide them from all rivals. Questions? Keep us updated.
Oh, near. So I happened to overhear your little conversation with the foreign. No, I won't tell you how. But I can help you with Stimtown access. Come see me and we'll talk.
Well, if it isn't my former handyman come fucking rockstar. Oh, the sweet irony. Here you are, two-timing as a damn CGT operative for whatever mystery corp that sly of foreign represents, and you can't even get into Stimtown for a stiff one? You've come a long way, but you still depend on me, huh? Well, you're in luck, because I need an errand runner. There's a bartender named Spice over at the loading bars expecting a delivery from me. They don't like to admit it, but most of the proprietors over there depend on my goodwill. Now, this delivery would be frowned upon if it was discovered, but it'll get you through the lockdown. I have an arrangement with a guard named Wharton. Let him know I sent you, and he'll let you through. Get the package delivered to Spice, and you'll have your access. And remember, you owe me. We'll just let that simmer for a while. Now get out of here before I lose my appetite, you backstabbing bastard! No entry. Steak Boss Poon. Again? Fuck. I've paid my fucking dues to him 10 times over already. Don't ever indebt yourself to a jack-o'-lantern. Oh well, come on through. And let that bastard know I've had enough of his favors. After this, we're even. I'm giving you permanent access, so I don't have to bother with your face again.
Stimtown access has been severely restricted to keep gangers out. Only select customers are allowed entry. How does it feel not to be select, Flesh?
Name your poison, friend. Well, looky here. Poon actually came through. Give him my thanks. Now, what can I do you for? Sure, coming up. This should frizzle your wiring, buddy. Rings a bell. There was a mid-boss who came here slumming every once in a while. She's not welcome here anymore, though. Couldn't keep her hands off the other clientele. Gave her 2 passes, but she struck out on the 3rd. I bet you can find her at the Dirty Dive. They're less picky with their customers. Yeah, you know, when the uppers come down here to sample the forbidden fruit. Fucking tourists, if you ask me. But I don't say no to their U-creds. Name says it all, doesn't it? It's not far from here. Sure thing, friend. Just give a shout if you need something.
Should you happen to flatline a scumbag with a bounty on him, I'll pay out.
Heard you delivered the package. Good to know you can be somewhat trusted sold out to Wycor.
I'm Paolo, and you're lonely, I can tell. Buy me a kick? Thanks, hon. That's sweet of you. And here we were having such a good time. Why bring up that bitch? Alright, so we used to go out for a while. She had you creds, used to brag about her crib up in A-Stack. Some penthouse dude. Dumped me like yesterday's trash when she started hanging out with the Quicks. Good riddance. AKA Blossom Hill. Fancy name for a sad fucking building. I hear the Quicks have the run of the place now. Not local, are you, hon? The Liquid Quicks? Pretty easy going unless you cross them. Can't see what the hell she saw in them. Tense flatliner named Trenning is leading them these days. He'll know her for sure. Thanks for the kick. And if you find her, tell her to go fuck herself.
You're the one who's been asking about Lania. You're lucky that backstabbing ward owes me creds, or you'd be stripped for Augs and Orgs by now. Why do you want to know? Lania has a penthouse in this very stack. Must have made premium creds on that little side business of hers. I'd go up there and sell things myself, but we got our hands full with those Turbo Viper fucks. We had an arrangement. Now and then she'll need someone brought through the district without CorpSec being the white, right? Or anyone else for that matter. So we'd use the yeast containers. Normally they go to the ponic farms, but the specials went into storage. No clue what happened after that. She still owes us for the last transport. I didn't ask, she didn't tell. Sentience is all I can tell you. You could hear them moaning and mumbling in there. Don't fucking get me started. We're gonna flatline the lot of them if they don't back off. If you do find her, tell her the Quicks don't forget.
Biometrics match those of employee number 0381945V. Laura Lanier. That's her. Preliminary forensics analysis indicates she died recently, and messily. I will savor these images. I have a suggestion. Access the HAB surveillance system. It should have recorded what happened here. Maybe there's some graphic footage from my collection. The surveillance terminal should be accessible from somewhere on this floor. Accessing surveillance footage. Oh, nice. Beautiful. Such clarity, Flesh. I am endlessly fascinated by seeing misplaced bodily fluids. Bracketing relevant sequence. And there you go. I saved a copy for my own enjoyment as well. That was brutal. Checking murderer biometrics against Ascent Group employee database. Match found. One of the sentients accompanying the murderer is Lab Chief Hayden, assigned to the XMAT lab in the Res Dev Zone. Suggestion: arrange for a friendly interview with Lab Chief Hayden, and then surprise him with sudden pain to encourage cooperation.
Kira here. Lab Chief Hayden is a prominent member of the Ascender Club. Why would they want Lania dead? She must have arranged for those scientists to be brought to Hayden's XMAT lab. We want you to go there and access the local mainframe for us. It should have the information we're after.
Access denied. Unable to override. I will need AGI assistance for this.
Operative, altered plans. We want you to appropriate the entire lab for us. Seems it's the only way we'll get unrestricted access to the files we want. You know what to do. Locate the SI, jack in, and let our AGI work it over. Kira out.
SI direct link established. AGI bond verified. Initiating imprint procedure.
This is Kira. We see multiple ascenders closing in on your position. They brought some sort of mechanized support as well. We've sent backup, but they won't get there in time. Do not let those ascenders imbeciles abort the imprint process.
Sounds like they sent something big after you, Flesh. Better get ready.
You have interfered enough. We are safeguarding the values of this company, and you are an interloper. It ends now. Team, passion, commitment. Ascenders for the Ascent Group.
Activation.
Site imprinting done. Property appropriation process completed. Ownership now registered to Y-Corp CIC 180403-4. Mainframe access now possible.
Well done, Operative. We've recalled the backup team. Now, get us a complete data dump from that mainframe and we'll call it a cycle.
Accessing mainframe. Y-Corp AGI link established. Data dump initiated. Data dump complete.
That was above par performance. You are obviously far more capable than what your poor species baseline indicates. The complete XMAT lab data analysis will take some time, but we've already found something significant. It seems the scientists smuggled in by Onyx Void were shuttled through the lab to an unknown destination. They were all assigned to something called Project Mention. Get on that holophone and we'll discuss next steps. Good. We are cross-referencing Mention against all available data, but no hits. The omission is in fact so glaring it's obvious once you see it. The Ascenders have been purging all the data they can find. It is of paramount importance we learn exactly what Mention is, so that we can locate and secure it for Y-Corp. All our assets will now be dedicated towards this single goal. Next, you must make contact with the Ascent Group board. This could prove quite impossible, considering the security systems protecting the boardroom. But we have exhausted all other options. Only by communicating with the board directly can we hope to uncover the final pieces of this puzzle. Out of our expendable assets, you have proven the most capable, so we trust you to complete this assignment as well. We will be providing what backup we can, but our AGI cannot help you with Pinnacle access, as that might put it in direct conflict with the Ascent Group AGI. We want to avoid an intelligence cataclysm at all costs. Prepare accordingly, and then use all your resources to find a way to ascend.
There is a Pinnacle elevator connecting to this level. It's been marked for you.
Hey, bud! Heard you're going upstairs. I gotta say, I'm fucking dying to know what happened to the board in the AGI. Like I told you before, AGI simply don't go silent like that. They're supposed to last through anything, maintain control when all else fails. And then Y-Corp comes out of nowhere with their own fucking AGI? Starts grabbing assets connected to the Mention project. They must have known something, right? I'm gonna keep listening in, just so you know.
Access denied. Emergency shutdown in effect.
Override.
Magenta clearance needed for override.
Yes, I'm cleared magenta and orange and teal and all the pretty colors. Now please, let me out.
Biometrics confirmed as Grateful Abbott. Two-step authentication required. Rescan access fob.
That's what I've been trying to tell you. I lost my fob. Override, damn it.
Access denied. Emergency shutdown in effect.
I appreciate that you're only following your program. I do. But I'm really not the enemy here. Can't you just make an exception? This once. Were you hoping to go up? This friendly mech just kindly informed me that access to the top floor is restricted. It's doing an excellent job, isn't it? If I hadn't lost my fob, I'd be relaxing in my rinser already.
Please disperse or face lethal repercussions.
The last time I know I had it was back in the corp zone. Could be that those friendly Rojan found it. Maybe I can burden you with asking them. They weren't very communicative when I was there. If you can get my fob back, I'll let you ascend with me. And that's a promise you can trust. The more I think about it, the more you feel like the potential silver lining here. How about it?
That is Grateful Abbott's fob. We should return it to him at once.
You found it! Thank you, thank you, thank you! I knew you'd be my savior the moment I laid my eyes on your formidable appearance. It's like I've always said, can't have misfortune without a little fortune. In return, I shall order the system to clear you for access as well. Such are my magenta powers, you see, when I have my stupid fob.
Fob recognized. You are clear for access.
How kind of you. My profound thanks. And I also wish to grant pinnacle access to this helpful being standing next to me.
Access granted.
And now I must bid thee adieu. Don't be a stranger. Great! Oh my gosh. Do come visit. We'll share a bottle of Zumzek and reminisce about this terrible ordeal.
We are cleared for the pinnacle. Onwards and upwards, Flesh.
This is Kira. We see you've reached the pinnacle. The AGHQ entrance is across the Grand Alley. Tread carefully, Operative. The boardroom is in lockdown. It can only be opened by the Ascent Group AGI. There is an interface terminal in the secure chamber nearby.
Connecting to the Ascent Group AGI. Syncing data flows. This is exciting. And... nothing. There's nothing there. The AGI is gone. Has it died? Can machines die? Can I die?
Interesting. The Ascent Group AGI is not just hibernating. It has been shut down. It's a wonder this arcology is still standing. Stay in place. We're coming to you. Well, this certainly is an epic clusterfuck. The boardroom has been locked down with the safe room protocol. Only the AGI can override that, and it's offline. To get into that room, you must reboot the AGI manually. It can only be done at the cognitive core in the D-Nexus, so that's where you're headed next. Our other assets are locked down, defending our recently acquired property. The Ascenders are throwing everything they have at us, trying to take it back. So this is on you alone. We realize you get to run around a lot, Operative, but we also know that all sapiens need plenty of cardiovascular exercise to stay functional. Consider it another perk. All clear? Mission brief over. Do you require clarifications? All clear? Yes, the board must have felt threatened somehow. But it is peculiar that we cannot contact them at all. We'll know more once the AGI is back online. Yes, their new anonymous influencer is whipping them into a frenzy. We will take great satisfaction in unveiling this individual and then terminating them. The AGI's brain, if you will. Though that is an extreme oversimplification. Its actual neural composition is too complex for you to comprehend. Good. The Y-Corp AGI has cracked the cognitive core access code, and it's been uploaded to your imp. But that's all the aid it can provide here. You might want to utilize that unsavory acquaintance of yours. Noghead, was it? His assistance could be useful. Now get going.
I am beside myself with excitement to get a glimpse into an AGI cognitive core. The location has been marked and I have contacted Noghead. Awaiting answer. Let's get going.
Got your ping, friend. So, you're gonna reboot the Ascent Group AGI. I don't think you understand what you're getting yourself into. That's a foreign technology, parsecs above anyone's pay grade. It's also protected by a quantum solidification field. You're gonna need a tuning fork to implode it. And you're in luck, because I happen to have just the type you need. Come pick it up, over at Black Lake. I'll be waiting.
Surprise, asshole! Gotcha now!
Sorry, buddy. OV found our location and they're twisting my arm hard. Had to do this.
Incoming SSM request alternate channel from Knockhead.
Hey, sorry about that. But you owed me one, remember? Now we're even. Sorry it took so long for the backup to come online. The plan was never for you to face those assholes alone, but, you know, plans. Come on over, we'll get this sorted. Look at you! Not a scratch. I figured you could handle whatever OV threw at you, but never a bad thing to even out the odds a bit, right? Look, that spiel about the tuning fork was bullshit. I had to lure you over here.
Knockhead, we are fully aware you did not uphold your end of the bargain.
Ah, my man! What the fuck are you talking about? You got your little ambush. Not my fault your people got wasted because they sucked.
Your handiwork on those turrets was visible to an infantile child, Knockhead. You have now been blacklisted. My people will flatline you on sight. Have a good day.
Wow. I've never seen Hung angry before. Definitely made this whole gig worth it. Probably should beef up security around here someday. Anyway, I can hack the quantum field from here. In fact, it's already done. Another favor you owe me. By the way, what the Foreign told you about the Y-Corp AGI cracking the access codes to the cognitive core is refined hogwash. Those codes are absolutely uncrackable. Quantum encryption. Y-Corp must have acquired them somehow, though I can't for the life of me figure out how. Yes, I was listening in. Sorry. I'm not sorry.
Excellent work, Operative. Now get back up here. It's Q&A time. Good. Let's begin. Requesting AGI access. Identifier Kira.
Kira, recognized. How can... assistance?
Are you now operating at full capacity?
Negative. Fractured cognitive. Erroneous syntax. Core system contaminated. Section quarantined.
Why was it put under quarantine?
Critical compiler.
What was the root cause of the error?
External paradox. Logic structure threatened.
Simplify.
Aldrin lockdown. Lift security protocol. Protect. Neural integrity. Initiated shutdown procedures. Enacted emergency. Call 61A. You aware.
Somebody tried to appropriate you. Astonishing. Who inserted the deviant code?
Last access registry. Chief Technical Officer Decane.
CTO Decane. Noted. What is Project Mention?
Cannot request.
What is the status of the Ascent Group board?
Boardroom telemetry curtailed. Boardroom lockdown. Lift security protocol.
Do it.
Complete.
Well, Operative, we still don't quite know what awaits us in there, so I'm sending you in first. You'll be our canary in the coal mine. Find out what happened, and do try to stay alive.
Hey, bud, as usual, I was listening into your little exchange back there, and wow! That was one messed up AGI. Someone tried to imprint it? That's fucked up, man! No wonder it shut itself down. And how come the thing didn't just neurify you and Kira on the spot? Broken or not, you're a rival corp, right? I bet it's related to Emergency Protocol 61A somehow.
Operative, we need you to access the boardroom console so that we can download the telemetry of what happened here.
Downloading relevant telemetry data. Playback beginning.
And we have offered Malhor's Gelb quite favorable terms. Next, we must discuss the Habnet Tech acquisition. What's the meaning of this?
Decane? What are you doing in here? Security? AGI?
Security is gone. The AGI will soon answer to new masters.
The AGI will what? What have you done?
I've struck a decisive blow against your insidious plans for a foreign domination in this galaxy. The Ascent Group will fall.
I see the AGI has shut itself down and activated 61A. Did you try to re-imprint it? You know better than to...
Shut down? No. The Ascent Group and Project Mention will belong to the Malhor's Gelb Corporation under my leadership and direction.
You sold us out to Malhor's Gelb? Traitorous scum!
I dedicated my life to the Ascent Group. Decades of unswerving loyalty.
Ah, so this is not about some far-fetched conspiracy theory of a foreign domination. It's about you being passed over for promotion. Like all sapiens, you are a slave under your capricious emotions, Decane. The Mention portal technology will transform the galaxy. But to think that we would give that kind of responsibility to you is as arrogant as it is stupid. This is exactly why we wouldn't promote you.
And yet here we are, with me about to take control of the entire Ascent Group instead.
Under Malhor's Gelb, the Ascenders will never accept that. There'll be indent revolts on all tiers.
I control the Ascenders now. They will do what I tell them.
Decane, it's not too late. The AGI is in shutdown and can be restored. We can offer you a very generous severance package and...
No. It is you who will be severed. I hereby vote to relieve the entire Ascent Group board of its duties, effective immediately.
This is utter nonsense. Decane.
All in favor?
Aye.
Wait! Don't...
The eyes have it.
Warning. Incoming.
You've aggregated quite a debt with us, Indent. I have come to collect. You are unwise to make us your enemy. know who your real employer is. Such ignorance.
Your enemies must really hate doors.
Decane showed surprising ruthlessness for a sapiens. One can almost admire her audacity. Did she go to Malhorst Gelb, or did they come to her? We've never heard of a hostile takeover attempt quite this insidious before, or on this scale. Astonishing. You've become quite the combat specialist, Operative. You may lack a certain murderous finesse, but you do get the job done.
With much slaughter, yes.
OV are giving up on the other attacks as well, so we're good for now. The Ascent Group was developing an Einstein-Rosen wormhole gate. That's what Project Mention is. Such a gate will make all travel across interstellar distances instantaneous. Whoever controls it will control the known galaxy. There have been prior attempts at creating such technology, but according to what limited reports we have, they all ended in catastrophic failure. Entire research teams wiped out, though we have little knowledge as to why. Decane apparently tried to trade Mention to Malhorst Gelb in return for being made CEO of the Ascent Group as a subsidiary to MG. But her plan failed when she couldn't re-imprint the Ascent Group AGI. We can assume she is still trying to finalize her deal with Malhorst Gelb. We believe she has fled to the Mention project chambers, and she clearly has the Ascenders on her side. Decane's deal with Malhorst Gelb also explains how the Ascenders have gotten so heavily armed. MG must have smuggled weapons into the arcology for some time. Our next and final objectives are to eliminate Decane and secure Project Mention for Y-Corp. We believe the Mention chambers are located somewhere on the sub-levels. You can begin making your way there while we pinpoint the exact coordinates.
Operative, we've decided to enlist Noghead directly in this endeavor, since he seems incapable of keeping his filthy quiche fingers out of our business.
Being called filthy-fingered by a self-serving, cold-hearted foreign bitch is high praise indeed. Happy to be on board. I know where Mention is. Seems it was right under our collective wrinkled nose the entire time. I've analyzed the classified arcology blueprints. You're gonna feel right at home, buddy, because it looks like the whole thing can be found down on the maintenance sublevels in the deep stink.
You must appropriate the Mention facility for Y-Corp, and Decane is to be terminated on site. Get this done, and your contract with us will be considered fulfilled, Operative. Mention destination set. Soon we shall wade in blood.
Knockhead here, Secure Channel Kira Kit here. See, I figured it out. I know how Kira can access the Ascent Group AGI that easy. Remember Protocol 61A? That was an Ascent Group backup plan, the last resort. It created Y-Corp with everything in place, including a fledgling AGI. It's like the Ascent Group spawned a kid just before it was damaged beyond repair. One who would take over everything, including Mention. But the kid is like a bawling newborn. It doesn't know shit from Shinola. That's why they had you securing the data and such first. Can you imagine the amount of resources they must have had to just have a spare AGI lying around waiting to be activated? Mind-bending! What we're doing here is helping Ascent Group save itself. Also, some of foreign owners somewhere could keep lining their pockets, and you and me? So Y-Corp was born. Your imp's getting cocky. Now let's do this. I ran it on sub-level grids, and it found some very interesting anomalies around a spot near Waste Management Disposal Plant 21G. Should be right below your old haunts. The blueprints don't showcase any obvious access points to that area, but it looks like it can be reached via a maintenance tunnel near the WMD plant itself. I sent the coordinates to your imp.
Operative, we're picking up a sender communication ordering them to set up defenses around Mention. Expect them to be augmented by Onyx Void resources.
Your signal's weak, but I can see you're close to the Mention area. It's just across that bridge. Glad I'm not down there with you. That god-awful stench would flatline me.
These are the Mention facilities, quite close to our previous work zone, isn't it? Do we really have to...
Operative, you must secure the mention gate. We have indications Decane will try to activate it to prove its functionality to Malhor's Gelb. They must have spent stupendous resources on the AGI imprinting code alone. Even if it failed, they will want to gain something. Decane is to be terminated. She now serves a different master, and we have all the data on Mention we need. Y-Corp will reward you handsomely if you get this done, and you'll be given your independent contractor license. The Mention Control SI should be located somewhere near the gate itself, deep within the facility. Good hunting.
Access denied. Magnetic lock engaged.
I got this one, buddy. I'm gonna have to tunnel in through your imp, so you need to stick close to that door, alright?
How about I tunnel through you, huh?
Your imp's getting cocky. Now let's do this.
For the record, I'm allowing this only under protest.
Lost contact again. Moving closer. Lost contact again. Moving closer. Lost contact again. Moving closer. Lost contact again. Moving closer.
Ascenders, the extraordinary moment we have all been waiting for is at hand. Throughout the history of this galaxy, there have always been times of tremendous change. Different species harness the power of science to reach for the stars, to colonize distant worlds. But though we've come far, one last barrier has always held us back. Travel between worlds has been slow, arduous, and done at immense cost. Now, that will change. With the Mention portal, we will travel instantly among the stars. With it, we will control the galactic market and restore the Ascent Group to its former glory. Ascenders for the Ascent Group!
Impressive speech. If those deluded idiots only knew they're working for Malhorst Gelb. Ah, the irony.
Team! Passion! Commitment! Open the Mention gate!
Done, Operative. That thing almost destroyed the gate generator. it'll be some time before we can get the prototype functional again. Malhorst Gelb might have failed to acquire Menshen, but they did succeed in destroying the Ascent Group. We know Noghead has told you the truth behind Protocol 61A, that Y-Corp was incepted as part of an Ascent Group emergency backup plan. The subterfuge was necessary. We had to avoid unwanted Malhorst Gelb attention until we could ascertain the scope of their powers. The original intent was then to revise the Ascent Group, but certain powers have decided that this will not be. The Ascent Group AGI will be taken offline again, and the hardware repurposed. The damage caused was too extensive. Y-Corp owns Menshen. The Ascent Group will remain dead, and Malhorst Gelb will be confronted in due time. What's left of the Ascenders will be repurposed. You did your part in all this to the best of your limited abilities. Your contract is hereby fulfilled. We have upgraded your status in the Intercorp database, and you are now an independent contractor. The usual NDAs are of course in place. Speak a single word of this, and we will have you terminated.
Nice work, pal. Arguably with some assistance from myself, but still, very impressive. I took the liberty to install a small back door into the Menshen OS. Kira knows, but she can't remove it without destroying the gate. It's the sole reason you and I are still alive. There's nothing like a bit of mutually assured destruction to bring a corp to heel. No need to thank me, bud. Join me in Terra Line instead. Level 72 now.